there YouTube lovers, my name is BB8 and today I am going to share my concept for a Super Mario Maker successor. Because the one question I did have on my mind is, what if Nintendo didn't make Super Mario Maker 3 at all? What if instead they evolved Mario Maker into something bigger, something that's not just a sequel but is a successor? And that is what my concept Super Mario Studio is for. A platform where you can create both 2D and 3D Mario levels. Yep, that's right, a 2D and 3D Mario Maker. Because I've wanted to make a concept video for Mario Maker 3 for a long time. But after this clicked into my head, after watching, I can't remember who it was. I think it was either Reese or Nintendo Land. But after watching one of their videos, that's when it clicked with me. One of them did mention something called Super Mario Studio in one of their videos, so I thought that would actually be a pretty good idea. So why not expand on the concept of Super Mario Studio and make a full concept video out of it? Because the algorithm has not been kind to my concept videos lately. So if you do enjoy this kind of content, please leave a like, share this video, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future concept videos. And with that being said, let's get into it, shall we? So what styles would Mario Studio have in it? First of all, with Super Mario Studio including both 2D and 3D makers within the same game, on the 2D side, all 5 styles featured in Mario Maker 2 would end up returning, such as Super Mario Bros, Super Mario Bros 3, Super Mario World, New Super Mario Bros. U, which this time, all 4 new Super Mario Bros. Titles are merged within it, meaning there would end up being elements from the other new Super Mario Bros. Games, such as the Golden Flower within it, and, of course, Super Mario 3D World. But what new styles would be added into the mix? Well, for 2D styles, we would have Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Land, the wild card being Super Paper Mario, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And with a 3D maker being added into the mix, all of the 3D Mario games would be in the mix as well, such as Super Mario 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, 3D World, and Odyssey all being in the mix as well, with Galaxy and Galaxy 2 mixing together, and 3D Land and 3D World mixing together. I definitely see a huge potential with a 3D maker being added into the mix, such as recreating TikTok Clock in Odyssey style, or recreating Toast Arena in the style of Sunshine. There's a lot that can be done with a 3D maker here. So what new course themes would be in here? Mario Maker 2 did have 10 course themes to choose from, but Super Mario Studio would step up from 10 to 25, with the addition of all 10 styles returning from Mario Maker 2. We would have some new themes enter the mix, such as the beach theme, the mountain theme, and the volcano theme being added in from the new Super Mario Bros. Series, and also some new themes including sweets taken from Super Mario 3D World and Super Mario Bros. Wonder, cities taken from Odyssey, sewers taken from New Super Mario Bros. From the DS, autumn forests being taken from Wonder, and much more. And for the first time, liquid levels, which did debut in Super Mario Maker 2, would allow you to apply any liquid into any theme of level. So if you want lava in a desert level, water in a forest, or even quicksand in plains, Mario Studio would have that as a feature. And not to mention, liquid tiles would now be a feature in the game as well. And this would expand the overall level design in ways Mario Maker 2 could not make possible. And Mario Studio would create a huge possibility of combinations that people can make. So, we have the styles and the themes. Would there any be new course part types added into the mix? Well, all 4 course part types, consisting of terrain, items, enemies, and gizmos, would end up returning from Super Mario Maker 2, with some new items being added into the mix for Super Mario Studio, but Super Mario Studio would introduce 2 new course part types, being structures and bosses. Structures are a new course part type that would allow players to add toad houses, fortresses, ghost houses, castles, and much more into their course. And if you wanted to start your level outdoors but transition to an indoor setting, Structures allows you to do just that. And if you wanted to add a toad house to allow players to get items, or to allow players to set up optional mini games within their levels, then Structures would end up being the perfect feature to do that with. And bosses, this is one feature I have been hoping for in a Mario Maker game for quite a while, but bosses would end up being the new home for enemies such as Bowser, Bowser Jr., and the Koopalings, with the addition of some new bosses in the mix, such as some bosses exclusive to certain styles, like King Bob-omb, which is exclusive to Super Mario 64, the Broodals exclusive to Odyssey, Bowser in his Bowser car being exclusive to 3D World, both in its 2D and 3D formats, and Dry Bowser, which would apply to all styles. Now this is where Mario Studio goes from being called Mario Maker to being called Mario Studio, because it wouldn't just be a level maker anymore. There would be a big variety of new creative tools that you can use within Mario Studio as well, with some of these returning from Mario Paint on the SNES. Cutscene Studio would allow players to create their own boss introductions and endings. Auditorium would return from Mario Paint, allowing you to compose your own tracks and use them in your levels, as well as share them online for others to use. Asset Lab would allow you to design new enemies, bosses, and items to share them online. So if you've seen in some of the Mario Maker 2 trailers that people have created mechs and tanks with different course parts, people would now be able to share them through Asset Lab. An Art Studio would allow you to paint and decorate the levels to your advantage, just like in Super Mario 64 with the paintings, with your art being shared with others to use in their courses as well. And anything that can be made within these tools can be uploaded online and downloaded by other players, meaning your boss, art, or music could be in anyone's level. And with these creative tools, there's an infinite potential to be seen here, not just limited to what Super Mario Maker 2 provided to us. And of course, story mode returns from Super Mario Maker 2, but it doesn't play out the same way as it does in Mario Maker 2, because you still use coins you earn from the levels to rebuild the 8 worlds that Underdog have erased, but this time there's 8 different worlds to explore, not just one, and it's up to Mario to rebuild them, with each world being hosted by a different character, introducing some new mechanics as you progress through the game, which you can use in your levels as well. Just say that story mode is like the overall tutorial for Mario Studio. So what are some other bits about Super Mario Studio that I didn't share? Well, the playable characters, there would be 10 of them this time, including the ones that have returned from Super Mario Maker 2, being Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Toadette. meaning this time we would see 10 playable characters with me included. There would also be up to 5 sub-levels in a single course, meaning if you want to make a more complex course design, 5 sub-levels should be enough to pull that off. It doesn't stop right there. Just like in Mario Maker 2, with World Maker, it now allows you to design both 2D and 3D worlds. So if you want a hub just like Peach's Castle from Mario 64, Delfino Plaza from Sunshine, or a new Super Mario Bros. Style map screen, they're possible now with Super Mario Studio, meaning that creators can go ahead and use the levels they've built to build on full-on Mario games, not just levels. And with Mario Studio being built around collaboration, like how Mario Maker 2 allowed 2 players to work on a level at the same time locally, this time multiple creators can now work on the same level at the same time, both locally and online, with built-in GameChat. I feel like this would be the perfect game to implement GameChat. And for the feature that everyone's been asking for, mouse controls are added in within the Joy-Con 2, with USB mouse support as well for people who prefer not to use a Joy-Con 2. And I definitely see there being a lot of potential within the collaboration side and the controls, and that's how I see building Mario levels being really accessible among the community. One of the biggest problems I did have with Mario Maker 2 is it only got 1 year of support. Super Mario Studio would be supported with multiple years of updates. Paid DLC packs would go ahead and expand Mario Studio with a whole bunch of new franchises and styles to work with as well, meaning they could add Yoshi's Island, Donkey Kong Country, or even Wario Land into the mix, meaning that Mario Studio would end up being a long-term supported game. But would Amiibo return for Super Mario Studio? Yes, Amiibo would finally return from Super Mario Maker 1, but instead of just costumes this time, Amiibo would now unlock items across different styles. The Master Sword would return from Super Mario Maker 2 with new items such as the Morph Suit from Super Mario World and the Warp Star being added into the Super Mario Land style. And there would be much more items across styles as well. But would there be any Amiibo original to Super Mario Studio? Well, basically, I would bring out 4 Amiibo of Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Toadette in their builder outfits, with the other half of the roster getting their own Amiibo later. And in addition to Amiibo, costumes from the original Mario Maker do end up returning in Super Mario Studio. Alright, so that's my concept for Super Mario Studio. Not just Mario Maker 3, but a complete evolution of the Mario Maker concept, with both 2D and 3D creation, new tools for users to create art, music, and bosses, and multi-year support to ensure that Super Mario Studio is supported for as long as possible. So guys, what did you think of my idea for Super Mario Studio? It's been such a long time since I made a concept video, and hopefully if my concept for Super Mario Studio does well, I can end up bringing out more concept videos in the future, such as Luigi's Mansion 4, Splatoon 4, and even some concepts for more Mario spin-offs based on individual characters. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn your notification bell on so you don't miss another video like this one in the future. And I will see you all in a future video. BB8 out.